Film fans of YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, your Movie Apprentice, and today I continue my full reviews of the BFI London Film Festival. And whilst I can be talking about the big films like The Boy and the Heron, or Saltburn, or One Life, I'm instead going to talk about what are the small gems of the festival that I didn't even plan to watch when I went there, but I happened to get a ballot for it, and I am so glad I did. That film is Gasoline Rainbow. Directed by Bill and Turner Ross, Gasoline Rainbow I went into expecting a simple road trip movie. To use the description from the program, one summer, 5 teenagers from Oregon hit the road in a van looking for the party at the end of the world. Life isn't always easy, but they have each other and they are free. Now, I went into this one expecting a simple road trip movie. 5 friends of mixed genders. I expected drama, I expected love triangles, romances, maybe some high stakes, I don't know, getting robbed at a street corner and losing all their money and having to make ends meet later on. All the tropes you'd expect from an American road trip movie, but Gasoline Rainbow does not do that and actually becomes one of the most beautiful movies I have ever seen. The characters in this are named after the actors that play them. The actors are playing themselves in a slightly fictionalized way. This film blends the art of documentary filmmaking with narrative filmmaking, whilst the scenarios, the party at the end of the world, and the locations they go to are all pre-planned and pre-scripted, and the scenarios are all staged. The conversations that take place within these conversations are very much real to the people involved. This film starts off, and the way it is shot is very handheld, very documentarian style, complete with the occasional voiceover explaining their journey as well. It doesn't try to look pretty, but it manages to do so in the way it's not trying to look pretty. There are some gorgeous shots in there, but it is very much focusing on the people and the dialogue, and even the dialogue in this is not clean. There is a lot of times where the dialogue exchanged, it overlaps each other, it is not polished, and the conversations at times I have to really pay attention to hear exactly what's going on. There's no fancy way where they have the dialogue stand out in a massive club scene where it should theoretically be very difficult to hear. This is a very raw film in the purest sense of the word. The dialogue is a lot of just rambling nonsense, but it has elements of just reality within it. And there are some lines spoken in this that, for me, are going to stick with me for quite some time. There is an exchange between one of our main cast and one of the people that they meet later on in the film, where they're talking about an issue with their family, and this ado explains to them the only real difference between being a child and being an adult is that adults are unsupervised, and that is it. And I don't know why, but that line hit me really hard because it is just so true. This film works in the subtleness of its storytelling. We have a point A and a point B. We have our stops along the way. But the directors, the Ross brothers in this, basically just made these scenarios and said to the actors, right, just mingle. And that's all this film is. It's just actors and characters mingling. I don't even want to say characters, to be honest, because these are very much playing themselves. There's not a single person that feels unnatural. It feels like everyone was given permission to just be themselves. They might have the occasional line that they have to input into the story to help connect these threads together, but outside of connecting the threads, it felt like that the performers were just given permission to go absolutely crazy with this, and it all culminates in a big finale that feels almost Breakfast Club-esque in the fact that not really a whole lot has been achieved, but there was something very special about the finale within it. And for me, I just think it left a powerful impact on myself. The film ends with just this eerie silence. There is a moment where the adventure is coming to its close, and these kids that are having this one last blowout adventure before going back to their dead end town to become adults and get jobs and face the future head on, and that reality of we are adults now, we have to do that. There's that melancholy silence that just sits, and the film lets it sit, and the way they break it is just really well done, and it's just an ending that I was thinking about for the rest of the festival. The whole film, like, if you're expecting a movie that has great stakes, has great drama, then you're going to be disappointed, because you could theoretically say that nothing really happens in this film. It's literally this group of friends going from place to place across the state of Oregon. What doesn't matter is what's the content. It's very much the bond between these friends, how they know each other, how you feel that these guys have grown up with each other, which they haven't. The director, one of the Ross brothers, was at the screening I was in. I'm going to input a little clip of his post Q&A now.
And when the pandemic came, it was hard for everybody, I understand, but it made us remember how hard it was just to be a kid in a small town with no opportunities and feeling like you couldn't get out. But then when you literally couldn't get out because of the pandemic, so it's like, well, okay, now is the time when we need to go hear from those people, that age, like what's going on with the kids. And so we started scouting during the middle of the pandemic, went up to Oregon. I was always fascinated by that landscape, and it's just, I think in the news it's sort of a monoculture of an idea of what Oregon is. You see Portland, you see a few blocks of Portland in protest.
Sure, the actors were scouted. There was a casting call for this movie, but they very much took the ones that felt they gelled well together and found places for other actors to come in the film as well and just be themselves. The different people these kids meet throughout the journey, it's such a wide breadth of people. It just allows people to be people, and just seeing these young people interacting with adults and just speaking as equals, it's something that you very rarely see, where it doesn't feel very ham-fisted or wise old man teaching a young Padawan. There is none of that. It feels very much meeting each other at a level that is rarely seen, and there was just something so beautiful about this film. It will not be for everyone. I'll be completely straightforward with that. If you want action in your movies, then you're probably not going to enjoy this film. You might get bored. Even I in the middle thought it was meandering a little bit, but that lasts for only a few minutes before we get to a fresh location. Nothing ever feels like it overstays its welcome. And it leaves a gut punch at the end that I could not ask a question during the Q&A purely because I was trying to chill back tears at the end of it. That's just how well this movie works, and the fact it stuck with me for so long afterwards, especially when I went expecting a simple road trip movie. I was just blown away by this movie, and if Gasoline Rainbow comes out anywhere, because I'm pretty sure it's still looking for distributions, do feel free to check it out, because there was just something very beautiful about the simplicity of this film, and I cannot praise enough, and I'm so glad I ended up checking it out, even though I never officially intended to. Before I get into my grade, if you like what you're seeing on the channel and want to see more of my London Film Festival coverage, then click the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any more reviews like this one. Like I said, we have Saltburn, Boy and the Heron, as well as various other movies I saw at the festival that I will be reviewing. But in the meantime, Gasoline Rainbow. It's a simple movie. It does not go down the usual narrative beats that you would expect from a road trip movie. The way it blends documentary style filmmaking and narrative filmmaking is absolutely incredible. It's hard to tell the line between where does the script end and the actual people on screen begin. I've even had conversations with others around it, and they have said bits that I was sure were scripted. Apparently, no, they were just ripped straight from casting readings, and they just got them put into the movie. So some of the stories told by some of the kids in this are very much real to the real people, and that is just something very beautiful about it. And the melancholy ending, I mean, I felt the way these kids felt at the end of the movie when I had to leave this festival and come back to my day-to-day life. So it will impact some people. As Ryo Nakamura says to Hitori Goto in Bocce the Rock, it won't connect with everyone, but for the few it does, it will hit deeply. And that is what Gasoline Rainbow did for me. I'm going to have to say that for me, Gasoline Rainbow is a perfect cup of tea. So if you see Gasoline Rainbow, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Again, drop a like button, subscribe, follow me on my letterbox and all that good stuff coming up on the channel. Obviously a lot of film festival coverage, so stay tuned for that. But until next time, my name is Josh, I have been Movie Apprentice. I'll see you all in the next video.